Hello and welcome to Deep Blue Sea, the podcast. I am Mark Hoffmeyer.
And I am Jay Clewett. And joining us for Chapter 27, we have two guests from the Rambling Ramblers Movie Podcast. It's Justin Gott and Pete Conway. Justin, Pete, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
All good, thank you. Now, before we kick into the chapter, I've got a question for you both. Actually, for all three of you. So over on the Rambling Ramblers show,
Wait, did you just take the question?
Yes,
from
I
me?
did, Mark. I took it. It's mine.
My head almost exploded. What is going?
So over on the Rambling Ramblers Film Podcast, every week you look at a new film, generally one that Justin hasn't seen, and at the end of the show you do the good son off, where you take two characters and you're imagining they're being held over the cliff, and one of them gets dropped, one of them gets saved, just like in The Good Son, a film I've never seen but have had ruined for me. Thank you. So I have a good son off of Deep Blue Sea for the three of you. Got one each for you. So Pete, we'll start with you. Start with the obvious one, I think. Preacher and Carter.
Oh,
LL Cool J and Thomas Jane. Who's going?
Oh man,
who's staying?
That one's tough. It's they're two of probably the more hilarious, entertaining characters in the movie. I think I'm just partial to LL Cool J because he's got the one-liners here and there, and he's the black guy who ends up surviving. Like, it's just a great play on the old horror trope. So I think I'd have to keep LL Cool J and drop, unfortunately, Thomas Jane, Carter Blake.
Carter Blake would grab onto something after you drop
That's
it.
true.
That's
a good point.
He's good at gripping, swimming, and shooting. He would just find a rock ledge and boom, just palm it and be safe and fine.
He'd somehow survive. And we've said on a previous episode that if a way of potentially improving the film would be when Jim smashes into the window, the whole cast in that room dies, and the rest of the film is just Preacher and the Bird trying to survive. That would be an incredible film. So, I agree. Good. Okay, Justin.
Yeah.
Janice and Scoggins.
Ooh.
Well, they are equally smart and brilliant because of the jobs they do and obviously where they've gotten to at this point in life. But they're also extremely dumb because of the things that they choose to do through the course of the film and how they ultimately both, meet their demise. So I feel like in honor of his last cigarette and how important it was to him, I'm gonna keep Stellan Skarsgård there, and I'm gonna drop the crazy lady.
Oh no, Scoggins isn't Jim.
Scoggins is Michael Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport.
Yeah.
I just caused you some editing. I apologize.
It's fine. That's staying in.
And Janice is the expository dialogue machine. She's the one that gets. So those are the two.
Oh, even easier. Then all right, let me back up. It's been a couple weeks since I've seen it, so that's why I misplaced that. Then it's still easy for me. I'm keeping Michael Rappaport because even though he seems to be the more scared of the two, I'm okay with that because I feel like that's a little bit of a more realistic characteristic because I would be absolutely frightened if genetically engineered sharks were chasing me. And his leg decided never to die, and I think that that's enough to keep him around. So I will be keeping Michael Rappaport and dropping the lady, which I already forgot her name again. So that's why I'm dropping her. Yeah. See, she's not memorable, so I'm dropping her.
Scoggins' leg is still out there kicking, years after. Okay, Mark, I think you have the trickiest one. Dr. Jim Whitlock or Russell Franklin? Stellan Skarsgård or Sam Jackson? And you have to remember, this includes their deaths.
This one's easy because Whitlock's arm is just going to rip off. And so I'm just going to be holding Russell. So it's fine. That's it. He'll make the decision for me. While I'm holding it, I'm just going to hear ripping, and then he's gone.
So you're losing
Russell.
You're losing Jim's whole death sequence.
That's fun. Listen, here's so what keeps Deep Blue Sea in the press and it keeps it in articles since '99 is it makes every single surprise death list ever. You can't, if you left Deep Blue Sea out of your surprise death list, you're being cute. You're being provocative. So you need that in there. Now, if it was just the two of them, I would drop Russell Franklin because he's a Wendigo and he would eat meat. So Stellan Skarsgård would not. But I think, I would. If it was just the characters themselves, I'm dropping Russell because I don't want him eating me and absorbing my power. But if it's the death-wise, I am definitely keeping Russell. I'm letting Jim just let his arm rip off, and I'll see him later. Okay. I might keep the arm. I might give the arm to Russell to eat, so he doesn't eat me.
Okay.
Yeah, solved. Problem solved.
There we go. Problem solved.
I'm alive. He gets Russell's arm, some of his power. We're all happy.
Okay.
I see that Mark is the guy who would absolutely work around the idea of the concept of the game and just try and make it work however he wants it to, and not just take two characters and choose one.
Never. It's gotta be funky. Sometimes I like to give the correct answer, just a straight answer to throw people off. So many times people are like, yeah, here's Mark. He does the funky picks. Then I make the most obvious pick, and everyone's brains look like they're about to explode.
You make the obvious pick funky by picking it sometimes. So even when you pick the obvious pick, it's still a funky choice.
He's the ultimate zagger. Yeah, you zag instead of zig. I get it.
And people their knees buckle, they fall down. I mean, I've watched people just drop to the ground when I gave one of those answers. They didn't move for a few hours. It's a little weird, but it's just, I guess that's my style.
So the chapter we're talking about today.
All right, well, Jay, can I give you one then? I'm going to give you one then.
That's not how this works.
So you're holding the parrot who can't fly.
Okay.
Or you're holding, let's see, Tower, Brenda. Brenda,
I like how
the parrot.
Through all of this, we're making sure Saffron Burrow is staying in the film so she can be the villain and die. Every choice, she remains. So Tower or the parrot? I think I have to go with keeping the parrot. I think keeping because Brenda's not I wouldn't say she's a memorable character. I think.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. So I think her death is mixed in with three other deaths, everyone in the helicopter. So you're still getting that giant explosion sequence. You're still getting that whole action set piece. But if you lose the bird, then you lose the "you ate my bird" line. You lose Preacher's first moment of vengeance. You got to keep that.
Let's say you're at the Cliffs of Moher and you're reenacting this scene, and there's a crowd of people watching, and you drop Tower. There's going to be some confusion going on. People are going to be like, he saved the bird?
Well, from a distance, people can't even see the bird. It's so small. It's just I just dropped a person and walked away.
You're going to jail. See you later. All right?
Okay.
Well, you're gone.
Yeah.
No, wait. If we're good sunning people, we're hanging them over an overpass of cars driving by, and we're dropping them on a car.
It's a cliff.
Oh, wait. No, but, yeah, you're right. But I'm thinking when he dumps the dummy off of the overpass and whaps a car. That'd be more interesting.
It's like the 30-car pile up or whatever it is.
Whoa. Hey, can I tell y'all something that blew my mind? I've been doing some research. So this is the prayer scene to the top, amen, of Deep Blue Sea.
It is the only chapter title that has 2 sentences.
I've been looking at 1999 movies, and so there are prayer scenes in Magnolia, Green Mile, Boondock Saints, 13th Warrior, amazing. Lo there do I see my father. Lo there do I see my mother and sisters in the Viking prayer. Love it. Deep Blue Sea, Election. Dear God, I don't really do this, but I'm just doing it, so what can I ask for? Then you have The Mummy, where Benny's doing all those prayers. Sixth Sense, where they're talking about praying. Sleepy Hollow, Any Given Sunday. Varsity Blues, Ravenous, Eyes Wide Shut. They do the chant, which is a prayer. Fight Club, he prays for crashes. Cider House Rules, Drop Dead Gorgeous. Iron Giant, there's a prayer scene. Bowfinger, when he's running across the road, he's like, oh God, oh Jesus, oh God. Detroit Rock City, there's prayers. Three Kings, there's prayers. End of Days, there's prayers. The Hurricane, there's prayers. Dogma, prayers. South Park Movie, they do Like a Prayer. They sing that. And then 10 Things I Hate About You, I say a little prayer for you. Like, there's so much praying in 1999 movies, and they're all different. It's pretty amazing. Like, there's a lot of praying in 99.
That's Y2K anxiety, no?
Yeah, everybody's scared.
That's the same thing my wife said. That's amazing. She was like, yeah, man, like it's 2000. The world was ending. But yeah, I mean.
Were there 1999 movies where there weren't prayers?
No, every single
Toy Story 2.
Yeah, no, they had a prayer in there. They're like, just I pray that we don't get, I don't know.
What he prays for his arm back.
Doesn't get old, yada, yada. That's a lot of praying in 99. And there are various ones, too. You have a bunch of rich orgy people praying. You have a Wendigo trying to pray. You have Benny using every religion to pray. Election's a faux prayer. Boondock Saints are praying to go murder people. There's 13th Warrior, Viking prayer. End of Days, you have the devil running around.
I need to ask a logistical question. When you say you did research for this, does that mean you went through a 1999 list and said, does this movie have prayer? Does this movie have prayer? Or did you steal?
No. So I went through, I first typed in, like, hey, praying in movies, but you find Meet the Parents, day by day, yada yada. Home Alone, and allow me to bless this macaroni and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, but I went, wait a second. I found out that there was like Boondock Saints had a prayer, right? And then I found out there was a prayer in Election. And then I think I found one more 99 movie with a prayer. So I'm like, well, these are 4 1999 movies. So then I pulled up 1999 in film on Wikipedia, and I just started going through them. And Sleepy Hollow, prayer. And so I covered a lot of these movies on my podcast. And so Iron Giant was in the list. But then Dogma, and then I researched South Park the movie, and I found out they had like a prayer, and I researched 10 Things I Hate About You. So yes, some of these do come from. There's a really great website. It's I don't know. There's probably like 200 prayers that are quoted in film, and then so I took that, and then I went to Wikipedia, and I did my own research.
So what a niche for that guy.
It's a good niche.
The prayer website. The prayer.
Yeah. I mean, people look it up. There's a lot of them. But no, and then I loved, remember in The Mummy when Benny pulls out the crucifix and he's talking to the mummy? And I mean, but if I had to pick my top prayers of 99.
Take coming.
Oh, man. It hurts my soul. I mean, listen, the Praying and Ravenous with the Wendigo, I bring up Ravenous every episode.
Yep.
But no, I guess it comes down to either 13th Warrior, Deep Blue Sea, or Election. Now, I got to take out Election because she's not going to go fist fight a bunch of barbarian cannibals. Hey, more cannibalism in 13th Warrior. Wow. There's a lot of cannibalism in 99. So
also Y2K anxiety.
Yeah. I mean, Alpha Space, the cannibalism in that is amazing. So 13th Warrior or Deep Blue Sea. I'm giving it to 13th Warrior. I know that's terrible to say, but that feature's the best. I mean, it's a bunch of Vikings beating up cannibals. I mean, that's pretty cool. So that's my 99 prayer bit.
But LL Cool J though.
Yeah, but Cool J. If he had a sword and was wearing a bear fur, I would give that number. Well, imagine that scene. Holy man.
Stabbing the shark in the eye with a sword instead of a cross.
And the shark bites the bear fur, and it doesn't even go through because it's just the pelt is so strong.
You ate my bird, my bad.
Yeah, you ate a bear fur.
I feel like the cross is better for this movie, though, right? Like for his character, he can't have a sword. He's got to have the cross.
Yeah, I mean, some swords do look like crosses.
That's fair. That is fair. That's a fair point.
He's just wearing a 6-foot William Wallace sword around his neck.
So his name is Preacher, but he's a chef.
So his nickname is Preacher, but yeah, his
nickname is Preacher.
We reckon he runs like the Aquatica's. He's like Aquatica's chaplain / preacher. He like runs their Sunday school or something.
I don't know if anybody here watched the newest season of Fargo, but there's a character on it called Dr. Senator, who is neither doctor nor senator, and that is what this reminded me of more of, like that he is named Preacher but is a chef. And I was wondering if there is any other examples of characters who are named something that they are not and are something that they are not. Or I'm not sure if I said that right. You know what I mean.
So they call him Preacher, but he's not a preacher, and they call him Dr. Senator. Jesse Buckley's so good. And that tornado episode of, oh man.
Okay, no spoilers, please. It has not come out in the UK yet. I cannot. Fargo is my favorite show, and it's just not out here yet.
Noah Hawley is directing an Alien show now coming up for fun.
Yeah, but it's on Earth.
We'll see. It's Noah Hawley. I have high hopes.
It's just going to be a Deep Blue Sea remake. Drawn out. I could watch that. Oh, that's it. What?
I'm trying to think.
Are there nicknames in movies?
Like, yeah, I don't have any, by the way. I unlike you, did not do research to find a niche website that has these things listed on them.
Warriors, right? All the characters are named various things. Well, they actually are baseball furies. Like, that's not their job, but they're angry and they have baseball bats.
I guess it's the example of having, a bouncer or, an intimidating person named Tiny. Like, it's kind of in that same vein. I think that would be allowed in this case.
Jason Statham's called Bacon in a Guy Ritchie film, but he's not actually made of bacon.
Is he a vegetarian?
Could be.
Well, he could be made of bacon eventually if you cook him right.
Yeah.
If Sam Jackson's character got a hold of him.
Yeah, he would be human bacon. I don't think bacon has to be pork.
Kevin Bacon.
True.